Oh, look at this.
Is this a new?
This is the old fashioned. Look, it's like 80s cassette tape, isn't it?
Just a recorder, isn't
Why
it, guys?
have you changed?
You know,
Is this a same app or different app?
different app.
You sure it works?
We're gonna find out tonight.
Oh, for fuck's
I mean, it
sake.
looks good. What do you think?
Yeah, it does look great.
So for the listeners, what are you seeing, chaps? What we're seeing right here?
Looks like a cassette tape from the 80s.
Old school. Yeah.
Was it? What's it remind? Like you get the clunk, you get the kind of
record the radio on a
But
Sunday.
only like 4 buttons or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. We used to have a lot of them ones at school. Like
Rewind,
top
fast
loader,
forward.
innit?
Yeah.
Top loader.
Yeah.
Not the band. I knew it was coming. I knew it was
I
coming.
hate that song. That's going to my head for the rest of the
I
day.
used to hate that song, but I don't
Still
mind
hate
it
that
anymore.
song. Still
It's
hate
a
it.
good song.
Yeah.
Still hate it.
It's gone round full circle.
Dreadful.
Full circle.
Worst thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're back in the pub.
Sorry about my
Here we
BO.
are. What
Am
did you
I?
say?
I said sorry about my BO.
So this is what's happened. So we're back in the pub. I'm trying to do an intro, and John's talking over me, talking about his BO.
Yeah, but you're thinking body odour. What I'm talking about is
What?
Boris's olives. Isn't it, Ras?
Brett Ormeroyd.
Red Ormeroyd. He's not Brett, Ras. Brett Ormeroyd. Ex-Southampton and Blackpool. Brett Ormeroyd, the asteroid. Brett Ormeroyd.
Right, so we're back in the pub. What we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about the footballs.
Tottenham. Got to start with Tottenham because we're desperate to talk about them.
How shite are Tottenham? That's
Well,
basically.
we were just watching the Tottenham game.
So yeah, Spurs have
And
just
trying
played.
not to talk about it.
Reguilon's just scored a worldie of an own goal, and they've lost 2-1 to Aston Villa. So what's going wrong? What's going wrong at Tottenham?
I mean, lots, but we've got to talk about Harry Kane. He's going to go in the summer, isn't he? I mean, he's got to go.
Yeah, because that's the big news of this week.
That's the
isn't
big news. I've been desperate to
it? I
talk
mean, is
about
it official?
What?
That
But he said he wants to leave, but
Yeah.
apparently coming
it's
to
not
Daniel.
like fucking Eric Garcia going to Barcelona all over
Oh,
again, is
fucking
it?
hell.
That's what you
Dragging
read
him for
about
20
every
years.
day in the gossip
I know.
column. Just go already, Eric.
Just go, Eric.
That's not-
Nobody knows who you are, mate. You played 2 games. No, but the thing is, apparently today Daniel Levy's come out saying he's not for sale at any price. So I mean, you know what Daniel Levy's like.
He's trying to up the price,
But
because he knows that.
But he's contracted till 2024,
Yeah.
isn't
The
it?
player-
So they can name their
the
price.
player has the power.
yeah, he can just not. He can not
in these
perform.
sort of moves, the player has the
No,
power.
but
that if he wants to move, he's going to move.
Let's be honest though, like, do you see Harry Kane as the sort of player who's going to down tools? I don't think so. If he's told you're not going anywhere for any price, he'll just crack on because he'll want to break Shearer's
He's been good the last
record.
6
He'll want
months.
to.
He's been decent the last 6 months. I think he's been shit. I think he's been shite.
He's not
Nah,
been a player yet. Well, I mean, under Mourinho, he was dropping a lot deeper, and he was playing like because at first everyone was praising him for that, but then it's sort of like
You want him in the
stopped
box,
working, yeah.
score goals,
And especially
yeah.
when he played for England
Yeah.
in them friendlies, he was doing the same thing and dropping deep all the time, and then when they were getting into the box, there was no one in the box to finish off.
Yeah.
And it's like his game seems to have changed this year and not for the better. But he's still a deadly striker.
The thing is,
and put him in a different situation.
it's a knock-on effect though, because for me, it's not just one player. If Harry Kane goes, Son will be desperate to leave. Son won't stay at Tottenham if Harry Kane's. The only reason the two are still there is because they've got each other. Because the rest of them are bang average
Oh,
for
that's
me.
quite nice, really.
Well,
Yeah,
it's a partnership. It's a partnership. And if Kane goes, Son will be like, I'm not staying here. But I can go. Son and Kane can play in any team in the world. Son and Kane.
So where would Kane go? And
I think Kane will go Man United or Man City, and I think the problem is if they were both for sale,
Some will go abroad.
I was going to say.
I think Man United would sign
No,
Son.
you see
You say
some.
Man United for everyone.
No, but Man United or Man City would if they were both available, would pay 100 million for each of them.
Man City do not need another player
Well, Man
who
United
plays on the
that's
wing.
what I mean. Man United is the team.
Now, Man City would take Kane for sure. I don't feel like they've got, unless they get rid of someone, they ain't really. They've got too many of them players already.
Man United needed a swap deal with Tottenham.
Man City
with
would be crying out
Martial.
for someone like Kane.
Yeah, well, they both are. But Man United and Man City both are. Just swap
But
deal with.
Edison has signed another. Not Edison.
Cavani.
Edison Cavani has signed another
That's fine.
contract.
He's not going to play every game.
No.
He knows he's going to be a squad player.
Yeah, but he's got Greenwood coming through.
Yeah, I
and
thought
stuff.
they were
Like,
trying to
don't
groom
need
him.
Greenwood's not a centre forward.
They don't need Kane.
They do need Man United don't need Kane.
No, they don't need him.
Man United are
Man
screaming
City
out.
need Kane.
No, they do not.
do.
Man United are screaming for a centre half and a centre
Ooh,
forward.
Chelsea will have him.
No, Chelsea.
We can't fucking put score enough goals, so
It suits Chelsea.
Chelsea wouldn't be running for sign up. They wouldn't be. Man City.
there's no way. I don't think there's any way he'd come to us anyway.
We wouldn't, but the funds as well. You'd have to be about 120 million for them. But Man United need to do a swap deal with Martial and Van de Beek and get money off Kane. Pay 50 million plus Van de Beek and Martial.
So how much are you rating those
Was he
two?
give
then?
them two like dodgy players?
I'd say Martial.
Two, like-
I'd say Martial they paid 62 million for. So I'd say.
I mean, two players. I mean, I can't even rate Van
So
de Beek, but Martial has about 2 or 3 games per season that he gets a 9 out of 10.
That's why he's not good enough for Man
Every
United.
other game, he's
That's
like
why
a
he's
5
not
or
good
a
enough.
6
That's why he's not good enough for Man
I
United. That's
actually-
why they got get rid of him.
I actually think, right, that Harry Kane will stay at Tottenham. They'll get another manager, he'll sign another new deal, and he'll be the best played player
I
at
don't.
Tottenham.
No way.
I think his new deal's a finish with.
No, I think he's...
I honestly, I think because he's already got.
He wants to win medals.
He's already got 3. He's got 3 seasons still left on his contract.
By the time he'll be 30.
30, 31 by that time.
Yeah.
There's no way he's signing another contract. 'Cause
Right.
if he stays and he doesn't win anything in that time, he'll at least be like, all right, I'm going to have 2 or 3 years away on a free transfer.
This is
and
not
pick my club.
This is not my kind of like thought. I've heard this somewhere, but it rings true with me.
I think it might be his thought, and he's just embarrassed about it.
No, it's not. But we say this. We say Harry Kane needs to move on to win things, to win Premier Leagues, to win Champions Leagues and all that sort of thing. Does that really matter if he stayed at Spurs and how much it would mean to him to win an FA Cup with Spurs if it was the only thing he won in his career? A bit like a Shearer kind of thing. I know Shearer won and then moved to his
Shearer won the Premier League with
hometown.
Blackburn. That's what I think it swayed Shearer because he'd already won the Premier League.
But if you think about,
true.
just think about Gerrard. Like, you know, he
Wasted.
had that opportunity to go and win whatever those titles.
but again,
they'll mean more to him
Liverpool
staying
are
at
bigger club
Liverpool.
than
But again, when he had the opportunity, he'd already won the Champions League.
Yeah.
No, he just won the Champions League. hasn't
Exactly.
He just
So
won it.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
won it.
And Liverpool are better club
I've
than
won
Tottenham.
like the pinnacle. I know they hadn't won the league by that point, but he won a massive. You're done.
You're right, Sneezy. You're a Claritin.
Say again? No, I'm not taking that. You would wake up with a hangover the next day. Best thing is
Don't know what you're
Sainsbury's
taking.
own. That's the one to do it. Take Peratin, you wake up with a banging headache. That's if you're hungover.
That's the 7 pints
Awful.
you've had, mate.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that he
That's not-
He
that's not
washed
like-
it down with.
Hay fever tablet.
I watched 10 of them down with
But surely it would mean more to Kane to stay at Spurs, be the number 1 man, guaranteed a game, gonna play football if he's fit. He's gonna be in England like international,
doing what for England?
Yeah.
but he's basically gonna, if he wins something, it's gonna mean so much more because it's with his team.
Okay,
Like, his
yeah,
team
I
that
get that.
He's
No,
gone
I
through the
do.
academy, he's gone
And
through all that sort
That
of
is a
stuff.
fair point, but I think.
So why does he want to move?
But I think his example, his massive example that he needs to look at is Shearer, because Shearer had won the Premier League already, but when he went to Newcastle, that was Shearer's aim, and it's never happened. He got so close so many times, and it never happened.
But Shearer
And he
went
stayed with
there.
them for so long.
Shearer went there when he was like 28 or something as well, 29 to Newcastle. So it's not as if he was going there to be like, I'm going there to win medals. He was going there to be like, I hope I'll win medals, but I want to go home to my club because he'd only won the Premier League. But Harry Kane has been there for his whole career. Well, he went there in '96.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I
Let's
don't
have a
think
look.
I don't feel like it was that old. Maybe he was. Yeah. But I mean, that's still a good. He went in his prime though, didn't he? He went in his absolute
Well, he
prime.
did, but he wasn't expecting to go there. I mean, that's when Newcastle were pushing Man United the season before. Or that, was it the season before? Or that season for the title? With Keegan as manager. But he's not going to go to Newcastle think, I'm going to win. He had a chance to go to Man United.
Alright, that's the fact. Is it right for Harry Kane to move? Should he move?
Yes.
Yes, 100%. Teddy Sheringham is his example. Teddy Sheringham is the example here. This is
unfortunately for Spurs fans, because if he stays, I mean, I know what you're saying. There's a possibility of like him winning with Tottenham, but
they weren't that far. Right? Okay, this is. I'm kind of playing devil's advocate because I genuinely think he should move on. But if he stays, they're going to build a team around him. They weren't that far off with Pochettino with a similar team that they've got.
No.
They were close to challenging for the title.
No, but if you look, that's not
they
right.
They were close to challenging for the Champions League.
Not right,
they lost the final.
It's not right.
They lost the final.
It's not right because that team that was in the final has been broken completely.
How?
The defence is too old. Like Alderweireld's going to go, Vertonghen's gone. Eriksen is gone, who was their main playmaker.
Dele Alli's finished.
So you only need what?
No, he's English. He's definitely English.
He's definitely English.
He's finished. 28.
Three players, and you've still got you've still got Son, you've got Kane.
It's different.
Get the best out of Dele Alli.
Do you know what it is? It's
Get the best
Arsenal
out of
pitch.
Gareth Bale.
No,
I don't
no,
think-
it's
I don't
That's
think
got to be a
I don't
team
think
that's
so.
got to be
past
up
that.
there.
I understand.
Gareth Bale was never going
Yeah.
to be there next
He's
season.
playing devil's advocate,
No
and
way.
I understand that.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
Arsenal pitch. You've moved stadiums. You've left your home. You've left your heart and your soul there. You've moved somewhere else to get the big stadium, to get your big Super League. Everything else, it's gone. Tottenham are never going to win the league now, and that's the end of it. Tottenham are never going to win the league. They won't win the league ever.
Ever.
They'll never win the league.
Football's about cycles. Tottenham.
No, Tottenham was
In a
Tottenham's
few years'
moment. Under
time, they could.
Pochettino, that was Tottenham's moment. Last.
I mean,
that was their moment.
It does feel
And
like
they
they
finished.
should have won something in that.
Yeah,
Even like-
Eriksen, Ali, Son, Kane,
Even
Alderweireld,
picked up an
Vertonghen
FA
in their
Cup
day,
or something.
Lloris in their day. That's it. It's gone now. They're going to have to restructure the whole team, and they're going to have to get a new manager in who's going to have loads of money to spend.
Yeah, because
which
I,
you won't
I
get
think,
to spend
I think
because they're-
realistically, if you're looking at a team and breaking them down to be a title-winning team, you need to buy a whole new midfield completely, and probably restructure the whole defence.
But with Tottenham's
There's
transfer
not
budget,
many. There's not many. I mean, even Reguilon would potentially go in there.
but he's only buyback.
But the other
to
guys,
get him back.
the other guys are too. And you'd need a whole new goalkeeper. A whole
Look
new,
how
like one.
A whole new.
a whole new, not just half a goalkeeper. A whole new one.
Two.
Yeah.
Because look at
Lloris is
Tottenham-
getting on now.
Lloris is not my cup of tea at all. But look at Tottenham's transfer budget, their wage structure. They're going to have to. They built these guys up from reasonable wages because they weren't that well known. Vertonghen, Alderweireld, Eriksen, Ali, and Harry Kane was coming through. And now they got there and they've not won anything. They've fucked all up. They're all gone. They've got to start again. They can't buy players for £100 million. They're not going to pay people 200, 300 grand a week. So that's it for Tottenham. And they've got the stadium. They're in debt with the stadium as well. So they're finished.
They've got probably one of the best stadiums in the Premier League.
Oh, it's amazing
What does that mean?
Great stadium.
It's the same with Highbury.
Great.
I'd rather, if I was an Arsenal fan, I'd rather play at Highbury with a decent team. That's what you want. You go along the terrace and stand and watch your team. Rather than this fucking big stadium. Go, well, big stadium, we're shite, but look at how big the stadium is. It's fucking massive. Yeah, it's shite. Look, it's massive, isn't it? Absolute bullshit.
Yeah, I do think it's like going to be difficult for Spurs to even challenge next season.
So you
I
say
mean, obviously,
Kane's gone?
It's dependent on
You
manager.
think he's going at the end
If
of
Kane
the
doesn't
season?
go, his head will go. He won't be the same player.
I don't think. No, I don't necessarily think he's gone, and I don't think his head will go. But I don't think he's that type of player.
No,
I think
I
he
agree.
will persevere and he will crack on. But you know, it might as the years and years go on, he'll push more and more each season to get out of there.
He's kind of at that time where he does kind of need to make the move, doesn't he?
Yeah.
If
Well,
he's-
it's,
if
like you
he's
said,
gonna-
it's
if
up
he's
to,
gonna
it's
make
sort of
the
his
move,
decision
he
now
needs to
of whether
come
he wants to go
push it
somewhere
through.
and win trophies, or whether he wants to stay at Spurs and he wants to like get personal accolades of like breaking Jimmy Greaves' record and like breaking
What does that mean?
like Shearer's possible Premier League record and stuff.
To us, to football fans, so if it was me playing at Liverpool, I wouldn't want to play anywhere else. So for me, like that
Liverpool are a big club, bigger than Spurs.
No, but
Yeah, but Harry
okay,
Kane
Hearts.
used
If
he
you
wore an
were-
Arsenal kit when
if
he was
you
a
were-
kid, so
Ask me the question. I'll tell you the truth.
If you
Yeah.
were the star striker at Hearts, right?
Yeah.
Hadn't won anything for a few years,
Yeah.
and
Standard.
Rangers came up and said, "Come and play for us week in week out. You're
No,
going to
we-
win the SPL." it's
I wouldn't go
fine.
Rangers, but if Rangers were,
No,
I'm sure
but-
the
no.
English team are fine.
No, just Rangers or
Just
Celtic.
Rangers. I
Just
say
Rangers
no.
or Celtic.
No, because alright then, what if Southampton were after that?
I'd go Southampton.
Yeah.
You would.
Southampton will quadruple my wages.
Hearts will pay you exactly the same as Southampton. They'll pay you exactly the same.
I'll probably stay Hearts. Because Hearts would pay me £7,000 a week, right? Hearts highest earner is 7-8 grand a week, 9 grand a week, right? That's the highest earner these days.
Yeah.
It was 20 grand a week. That's how we end up in debt. But
Yeah.
now it's 8 grand a week. So Southampton came in from there. Southampton would pay me 50 grand a week. I'd go to Southampton. And I'd
You were Hearts fan.
So
You could-
what?
you could-
I'd go back to Hearts when I'm 35. Not even that. I'd spend a few years at Southampton, and probably because I'm amazing, some big team would come after me like that. Real Madrid probably. Probably do it. Ras, yes.
The new
Real Madrid
Galactica.
are after me. I know. What is it? Give me. I sign it. Go there and I go back to Hearts.
Did you
When I'm
ever?
30.
Did you ever create yourself on FIFA?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I was
Did you
always.
ever do that?
No, not on FIFA, on Pro Evo. I
On
did.
Pro- yeah.
I was always traditionalist. I just like to pretend I was like actually that.
I played as a midfielder. I was a creative midfielder.
What centre midfield?
Yeah.
So I stupidly played as a defender. I put myself 99 for every single thing on FIFA. I forget what year it was when you could create your own player.
99.
Was it?
So,
Was it
I had
FIFA
to be
99?
99. I'm sure I did it then.
2000. Anyway, created my own play. I was the defender, and I would literally pass it backwards from the front to me,
Score.
to then take hold of these silky.
How unrealistic is that, Rag?
I loved it.
No,
And
it
I was
isn't.
all about the assist records, mate. I was like, I'll set up another one.
Another one.
Set up another one.
Set up another one. Oh, set up another one. Oh, set up. Was that your celebration?
Yeah.
Would you not though? Would you? So you'd move from Hearts to Southampton. You're Hearts through and through fan.
Right.
You'd leave.
Right,
You'd
so
leave Hearts.
if you were a Liverpool star
for
striker
money.
and you were paying £50 a week, and Barcelona came up here and offered you £300 a week, what would you say?
To be quite honest,
You'd go.
To be quite honest, I'd say Liverpool.
Ras, get those glasses off and smash them. Get those glasses off them now. Get them, Ras.
I'm not playing.
Get 'em, Ras.
I'm not playing devil's advocate. Like, to
But
me
50
now,
a week is different from 7 grand a week.
No, but you said 50 grand a week.
Yeah, but to me, Hearts would be 7 grand a week.
50 grand a week is fucking mental.
Yeah,
To
but-
have 50 grand a week.
Yeah, but if
to
you're
play
playing
for
they
the
would
team
know that.
that you
Right
love.
now it is. If you play Liverpool, if Liverpool said, Rag, we want to sign you right now, yes, but if you're grown up.
Yeah, but so he's on £7 a week, and like he's now got to think it's like I'm an aging footballer. Well, he might not be aging yet. Say you're 25, 26.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, potentially, I'm going to start to hit my injury seasons in the 30s and stuff. So I may only have 4 years left. I'm going to take the 50 grand a week.
Yeah, I mean, any Hearts fan would understand it. Any Hearts fan.
I think as a footballer, you have to think about it differently.
like Kay Gordon, for instance, back at Hearts now. He left Hearts to go to Sunderland because Sunderland paid £9 million for him. We paid him 18 grand a week in 2006, right? And Sunderland were like, we'll pay 40 grand a week. Paid £9 million to us. Every Hearts fan was like, go. Do you know what I mean? Come back in 5 years. That's fine. Because we know we're not the biggest
Send
league
us
in
a
the world.
postcard.
We're not a small league, but we're probably the 8th biggest league. When you say the 8th biggest league in Europe, you've got Spain, Italy, England, France, Germany, and then you've got Portugal, Holland, and then Scotland, would you say? Bigger than Belgium and stuff, aren't we?
Yeah, you're bigger than
So
I'd say so.
I'd say anyway, I'd say my
I've
son or my
never
nephew.
thought of that actually. I've never thought of
I'd
it in
say-
terms of leagues.
It's your career.
Poland, though. I'd say Poland's
Yeah.
quite a big league.
Nobody
That's a big.
Well, no, because Rangers, Celtic, and apart from Rangers, Hearts, and Aberdeen are big clubs.
The A-League?
Much bigger than any fucking Belgian or Polish team.
America now.
America's not in Europe.
No?
Nah, it's not in Europe, mate.
All right, let's do world.
Okay, America's still
World.
not bigger. Oh yeah.
Oh, no, we'll be here for
Inter
ages.
Miami was bigger than Hearts.
We'll be here for ages.
No,
The
just
South American ones are big.
just to play Scotland.
Scotland are eight.
Just to play Scotland. What are you
Scotland
saying?
eight-
World League.
No,
Just
I-
off the top of your head. What
I
are you
would
saying?
I'd say the Brazilian and the Brazilian league's bigger.
Right. Well, why?
The MSL's bigger, surely.
The kitchen shuts about 9, just in case you wanted any chips or anything.
We're not going to
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, man. Cheers.
Fair enough, but it's only good. So we're ninth. What I'm saying is, in Europe,
Hang on.
And probably the Argentinian league as well.
we're 10th.
Boca Juniors and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Chelsea are probably the 10th biggest team in England, I'd say.
What about
10th.
African leagues and stuff like that?
Nah.
Like, no?
I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
think so.
No, we're talking about Scotland.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't think so.
No.
J League, maybe the Japanese league.
Japanese league, maybe.
I mean, do you guys, yeah. I mean, I know you guys are obsessed with international football. Oh, let us join the Super League, please. Let's join the Super League. Fucking saddles. oh, let's join the J League, guys. J League is so amazing because I love the letter J. Saddles. Pathetic. Anyway, so what I'm saying is,
Yeah. To conclude.
So for instance,
Yeah.
the say seventh biggest league, Porto, or Sporting Lisbon, sorry.
Yeah.
If you had Cristiano Ronaldo on your team, you'd say go to Man
Who?
United. Go to
Who?
Man. They wouldn't say you can't go to Man United.
Who?
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Who?
Cristiano Ronaldo. I had a couple of beers. They would say. The Sporting Lisbon fans hate Ronaldo for going to Man United. No, they don't, because they're saying go. It's a bigger club. It's a bigger club. We're a big club, but they're a bigger club. Loads
While
of
you're
money
on
come back later.
that, while you're on that,
Yeah.
rumours are that Ronaldo is leaving Juventus.
Had a bad season.
I don't care.
Where do you think he would go?
I honestly
And
don't
where-
care about him anymore.
If he went back to Man United,
wouldn't
do you
go
think
back-
that's a good?
No, it's a
No.
bad move for Man United as
Bad
well.
move for United.
Bad move for United.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Why?
Because he's finished. He's not finished, but he's not as good as he was. And I tell you what, if he's not good enough for Juventus, in fact,
He is good enough for
is
Juventus.
good enough.
He is good
But
enough.
he's not the player he was 3 years ago. So there's no point in Man United.
No, but I
taking
don't think,
him and taking him.
realistically, Man United need to be looking forward. They don't need to be
No.
going backwards.
Harry
they don't need to be
Kane.
bringing.
And it's like Harry Kane, Jack Grealish, and a centre back. That'll be them done.
That's not going to happen.
Why?
They're after Sancho, aren't they? You think
I think
Sancho?
I think they possibly sign Kane, Sancho, Grealish, and a centre back.
I honestly think they've warmed on Sancho a little bit. He's not had the most amazing season.
That's why the price comes in. It was 150
It's
million.
gonna massively
Now it's,
change.
now it's 70 million. or whatever. I think they sign those 4 players. I think Man United will win league next season. Top centre back though. I'm talking about Nemanja Vidic.
Says a Man United fan.
No. I'm from the right side of looking in. Is this Koundé good? Joe's Koundé is a good player? I don't know.
I don't know. Who knows?
He keeps getting linked with him. But he's also linked with Man City and Chelsea. Isn't it?
My knowledge of the other leagues now is
Dreadful.
Yeah.
I was talking
Very
about
minimal
that.
now,
Do you
minimal.
remember Gazzetta Football Italia? Did you guys watch that in the morning? I could name every single, not just teams, every single player in the team. I'd be like, oh, like if I was watching a game, Atalanta versus Parma, I'd know exactly who was playing.
Sampdoria.
Every single.
All of them, yeah.
But no, I couldn't tell you. Even like some of the Juventus players, I'm like, I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Juventus, another J.
Yeah.
Juve. Got to say, I do love the letter J. I just want to put that on. You know, I'm equally,
Not against it.
equally love all the letters. Big fan of all the letters.
You love the letter C
Big
for
fan.
Chelsea.
Big one.
Yeah.
So let's move on. Chelsea, guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we need to talk about this. Let's start the FA
Okay,
Cup final.
FA Cup final.
And I'm not going to take a piss here. I'm not, because I tell you what.
You want to take the piss?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't, because I didn't want to text them, because I was like, I don't want, if I was me, I wouldn't want anyone to text me like, oh, that was shit. I would, don't talk to me. I think it was outrageous.
I didn't want anyone. to-
Outrageous.
Yeah.
The fucking FA Cup final. And honestly,
Which
there's no
part?
bad-
Which part did you find outrageous?
The goal. Chilwell's goal, his fucking kneecap was offside. I mean, give me a break. Give me a break. It's
It wasn't. It
ridiculous.
wasn't offside.
Do you know what really annoyed me is the fact that it was so quick. You know, usually they're like doing all these lines, all the
Yeah,
red
I
lines.
know.
And then what annoyed me even more is I don't know why I kept the telly on longer. But then it went afterwards, and obviously Lineker's all up,
Yeah.
but then it was like Shearer was like, oh yeah, it's definite offside.
Offside. I know.
And Gary Lineker's like, oh, I'm glad you said that, as if
It was.
like.
It was obvious. As if,
Gary,
as if he was like that offside.
Gary Lineker has
He was like that.
blatantly said to him, "You said it's offside."
Yeah.
It's just like,
Please
oh,
say that, yeah.
do you know, Gary Lineker gets on my.
I know, he
fucking
does, he gets my
now.
nerves as
Do you know, I
well.
used to really like him, but ever since he's done like all the BT coverage as well, on Match of the Day he's fine because it's short bursts. On the BT coverage, he'll ask people a question, they'll start answering it, and then he'll start over like talking
reason
them,
he's asked it
and
so
then
he can get
ask,
involved.
and then saying his piece, and just like.
Well, I tell
You ask
fucking
them the
say-
question.
I know, yeah.
Why don't you just fucking talk and they'll just sit there
Do you know
and
what?
listen to you?
I find
Like,
that more these days. We'll get back to Chelsea in a second, but I find more these days, like when I was younger, I used to just listen to the commentators, listen to the analysis, and just listen.
mate, I
Now
can't
I'm like,
stand it.
Martin Taylor's doing my head in, Gary Neville's doing my
Martin
head in,
Tyler.
Gary Lineker's doing my head in. It's like every day I'm like,
winds me up
I know,
so much.
This reminds me of the Battle of the Bridge.
Yesterday,
What?
Yesterday, he kept going like, because Alisson scored from a corner, he kept saying like,
we'll get
maybe
onto that.
Schmeichel will score from a corner. And then Alan Smith's like, well, they need to get a corner first. And he's like, yeah. Maybe they'll get a free kick. He's like,
he's talking
and this
so
is
much
like
shite.
15 minutes from the end, and he keeps bringing
I
it
know.
up. And then every 2 seconds, he's like, it was the FA Cup of the weekend, but they won that one. He's like,
I know.
okay, we know.
Yeah, I know.
But they won that one. You've got to commentate on the game.
I know.
As
Yeah.
the ball's being passed backwards and forwards, it's just like,
What about this one?
You are driving me insane.
Roy Hodgson's leaving Crystal Palace, or young Roy, as I call him.
I know.
Yeah.
Do you?
As the game's going on.
Yeah, as the game's
still.
going on. You've missed a goal there, mate.
I know, yeah.
Also, he's a fucking nippy. Oh, welcome to Chelsea versus.
But it's just-
This reminds me of the 1963 game when someone.
I know.
And then in the third minute that they're a throw-in, and then well, you've missed half
Do you know
the
what
game
it is?
because you've been talking about this
I
whole
brought this up
fucking
when we
game.
did the Zoom ones, but because I've been watching so much football recently, I think
know.
it really, there's so many of them that do that now.
Yeah.
They're not commentators, they're just fucking statisticians
I know,
or
I know,
whatever they
yeah,
are.
I
Do
know.
you know what I mean? It's just like, you're not saying anything about the game.
I know.
You're not saying
I know.
anything about what's going
Especially when they
on.
miss a big bit, and you're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
You just missed something there.
Yeah.
I know, it's
just
so
like,
frustrating.
you know, if, for example, if there was like a blind person watching it with their family, they're going to have someone else doing the commentary
To tell them what's
on
going
that
on.
game.
I know, that's true.
Or put the radio
Yeah.
on, because they're not telling them anything.
No, I know.
Like, yeah.
Radio commentators really nail it.
Yeah,
don't
they do.
They build like the kind of like
I love, there's something I love listening
you
on
could
the radio.
listen
There's
to a
something
radio
about it.
commentary and be watching the game and be like, what the fuck? He's only going up the wing, like he's
Yeah.
miles away from the goal. But they create that kind of excitement and the
Yeah.
they commentate on what's actually.
It sounds more like a horse racing commentary,
Yeah.
because it like
Yeah.
picks up,
That's exactly what
and
it
then it
is.
slows down
also,
again.
I know,
there's normally two, isn't there? So you normally have like one person
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
like
yeah.
a little bit, and then it kicks into another guy, then it kicks
Well,
back.
that's
like, and
that's what the
should be
TV
happening,
one should be doing as
happening.
well.
Yeah.
But now they end up like in their own conversation about
I
something
know,
else.
I know.
Yeah.
And
It's
Gary
like,
Neville said he's an.
what are you talking about now? Like, you're not talking about anything relevant whatsoever.
Right, we'll go back
Anyway,
to Chelsea,
anyway.
but just touch on how many goalkeepers have you seen score a goal?
Paul Robinson, I remember that one.
Peter Schmeichel, Brad Beadle,
How many
Tim Howard.
goalkeepers?
Asmir Begovic.
How many goalkeepers have you seen score such a sublime
I couldn't
header?
believe it. I was like Gary
I mean,
Neville
it was
at
a
Chelsea.
great header.
Honestly.
It was.
I know it was unmarked, but it was a fucking.
That's the whole thing.
legion of a header.
I was. It was like last minute. I was cooking something over a pot. I was like, we came to the living room and watched it. I was like, I saw Alisson going up. He was unmarked. I was saying to myself, imagine Alisson scored here. Came in. He came out. He was just like, bang. I went, oh. I was like Gary Neville in the Chelsea Barcelona game. I went, oh. Eric can do his issue. I mean, look at this. Honestly, I couldn't believe it. I was like, fucking hell, man. It was like just standing, he was like, back of the net.
Well, what was weird was we were in the pub actually, and so I wasn't watching, didn't see the game, and on the chat, I think Steve said something like, Alisson scored with the last kick of the game.
Yeah.
And honestly, my first thought is, he's fucking scored an own goal. What the fuck are we doing? Last kick of the game,
I mean,
what
it
is
takes
happening?
10 minutes after the game had finished, you know?
And then, well, we were in the pub, mate. I didn't see
did you
it.
not watch? Did you not
Didn't
watch it?
Didn't watch it at all.
Did you not watch it?
No, we're in the pub. So then literally I saw the replay. I was like, that is such a fucking header. That is
I know.
such like, you know.
I mean, you can make him
I
believe
mean,
it.
do you know what it is? It was such a great
Brilliant.
finish.
Yeah.
If I was a keeper and I went up and the ball was coming through, I'd shit myself, like, smash on my face.
It's on in the background, but it's Liverpool against Burnley now, and I mean,
Got to win that
Liverpool
shit.
just have to win.
It would really have to help my nerves if Burnley won.
If Burnley won, you'd be happy.
We're in top 4.
Yeah, that's it.
You're
isn't
in top 4
You
anyway.
are.
not?
Yeah.
You are.
Got to beat Villa.
Yeah, but you'll beat Villa. If you get a draw against Villa, you've done it.
So what do you?
Not necessarily.
So if Liverpool win this, they're equal points with Leicester,
Leicester.
and 1 point behind
Yeah,
Chelsea.
yeah. So we can't have a draw. We need to win.
Yeah.
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 Only if Leicester and Liverpool win both the last games. Leicester hold Tottenham.
If Liverpool lose this,
Yeah, but we've just been saying how bad Tottenham are.
Right, they're good.
if Liverpool lose this and win their last game, and then Leicester lose, it goes down to goals scored,
Yeah.
and Leicester go through because they scored more.
Leicester have blown it.
I think
Getting beat 4-2 home to Newcastle. They've lost too many games recently. Leicester bottlers.
No, but you could say that about Chelsea, and you could say that about Liverpool as well. If
No,
you
you
look-
couldn't say that about Chelsea.
You could.
No,
if
Chelsea,
you look back,
Chelsea were
we
nowhere
could-
near it
No,
4 months ago.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so we've done that bit. But if you look back at the games that we've dropped points in,
Arsenal.
that basically last week we could have sewn it up before the FA Cup. Made too many changes, put out a team that expected to win, and they couldn't break the team down. The same old story.
Yeah.
Loads of chances, couldn't finish. And well, actually, there wasn't even that many chances in that game. Just knocking the ball around the area and not creating. But that, coupled with the Leicester win, we would have been done. We would have been finished. He made them changes to try and get a few players rested or ready for the FA Cup final. Totally backfired because we lost both games.
Yeah.
It's sort of
Yeah, I
like-
know. Yeah.
so frustrating
Been a bad-
because we had such a good momentum after beating Man City, and you think stick with that, you know.
Yeah, it wasn't a good
Completely change it around.
So what are your thoughts? Let's move on to the Champions League final. What are your actual thoughts of the game? Stupid that it's going ahead in Portugal for
Yeah.
a start. Why is it not going ahead in Wembley?
Well, we know why. That's because UEFA want all their delegates to come from all around the world,
Pretty much.
and the UK government won't allow it, which is correct.
Which is fine, yeah.
Yeah. But UEFA the ones it should be like, well, because in the second breath of being like, oh, we're moving it to Portugal because of our delegates, but then they're like, oh, but we really want to let fans in. If you wanted to do it for the fans,
Yeah, no.
you would have it in
You'd have it in
England.
The UEFA just as bad. Everyone's thinking, oh, UEFA goodies for like, sticking up
Well,
for it. I
that's-
guess it's like,
that's what I'm
UEFA
saying.
not the goodies. UEFA
Nah.
scum
That's
as well.
what we said on message. Like,
Yeah.
that was like my biggest thing about the whole Super League is the fact that they were put in a good light.
Yeah.
When
Yeah,
in
I know.
fact they're
They are
They're
scum.
just
more
as
corrupt
bad.
than
Yeah,
anything.
just as
Yeah.
bad.
And their
What?
Champions League new plans are absolutely shite as well.
Yeah, no,
so
shite.
it's just sort of
Yeah,
like,
more games for more money for them. It's
and
all
two
about money.
leagues
Yeah.
and just like
Oh, fuck them.
just
Scum. Look at that. Oh, don't get me
We're getting
started.
to the game.
Don't get me started, James. Go on.
City 2-0 up, alright, a man down, lost 3-2 to Brighton. Surely that's going to give Chelsea
nah, don't mean shit.
a little bit of a
Doesn't mean
pick-me-up.
nothing. Doesn't mean nothing.
As an outsider, it does.
What will give
to
us
me.
more of a pick me
I
up?
think Chelsea are going to win it.
What will give us
I really
more of
do.
a pick me up is that we've beat them twice recently, but that doesn't mean anything.
When it comes down to a final.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really doesn't. It's just like, it's one of them that can go either way. I mean, it just, for me, it feels like it's City's year. It feels like it's going to be City's year. But that's because I'm an absolute pessimist when it comes
How
to
many Chelsea fans are going?
So,
6,000 each, you know?
6,000
something
each.
like that, yeah.
Something
It's
like
not
that.
far off what it
6,000.
normally is anyway, isn't it? Recently, what's it been like 10,000 each, and then the rest is like neutrals and I'm sure that was it last year before, was it not? 10,000 each or
So
something.
there's going to be 20,000 altogether.
Yeah.
Yeah, but was it not the case with there was a case with the last 2 or 3 years or something? It was like
Oh, in the Champions League final?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 10,000 each or something.
Yeah, so it's about, yeah, because everything else is.
Yeah.
So it's not much difference as it was anyway. It's a joke. Fucking fast.
Who do you think's going to win?
I think Man City will win.
You think Man City? Why?
Well, I say what I mean. I wouldn't surprise me if Chelsea won. I wouldn't surprise. I think Chelsea on the day could be. But
He's changed quick.
I just think Man City
Why?
overall
Why
are
are they
better
gonna
team
win?
and more prepared for it. Man City have been more prepared for it the last few years. Been more prepared for it, and I think Guardiola having his team to be exactly how he wants to win the game. I know it sounds stupid, but I think he'll know exactly what he's missed in the past with Man City and say Bayern Munich as well to win the Champions League. That he'll know exactly. He's known for years exactly how he's going to do it, or the last year or two, whatever it is. And I think there's too many weak links in Chelsea's team at times.
Yeah. Massively.
I think the defence at times.
I mean,
Jorginho.
Kante got injured yesterday, and it's just like devastating. He took him off straight away because he obviously realised that
How was
Kante's
over?
more important.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know yet.
Just a little
Sort of
knock,
came
wasn't
off,
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
And then Mount went down as well. You know,
Yeah.
if you lose Mount and Kante, you might as well just give it
I
to
know.
them because it's
who-
crazy.
I mean,
Because Jorginho and Kovacic, as much as they can be good,
Yeah.
fuck around with it way too much. I I
He
mean,
can't be trusted for 90 minutes.
in the last
Yeah.
like month, they've given away, well, maybe a bit more because he's been injured, but I can think of 5 or 6 goals that's them messing around a bit that's led to goals. We're like one of the highest in the league of mistakes leading to goals, and it's because of that. It's because they play silly balls at the back,
Yeah.
basically.
And
It's
who's your
like playing
best
them
back
blind.
three? Who's your best back three?
I would say Rudiger, Christensen, and Silva now.
Rudiger and Christensen both got mistakes in them as well, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they have, but I would say this year they're the most consistent and they're the better in the back three. If I was playing a back
Aspilicueta.
four, I'd go Zuma, but I know Aspilicueta maybe. No, I'd say in a final you've got to play Aspilicueta. So I would go.
You got to go back 3
I would
if you're Chelsea.
Yeah, so
in
I would
that
go
final.
Rudiger, Silva,
If
Aspilicueta.
Aspilicueta plays against Foden,
I'd say.
Foden will do him for pace. Aspilicueta will
No,
be...
no. Well, you put James on that side with him as well. I would say. The only problem
Which,
is,
which City's side's going to start? Is he going to start with Jesus or Aguero? Is he going to start with a
I don't
recognised
think he'll start
striker?
any of them.
I don't think
he'll
he'll
start with any of them.
I don't
False
think
nine,
he'll start with.
Foreign
Any of them.
Torres or whatever.
I
Yeah.
think Foden will play. I think Mahrez will play. I think De Bruyne will play if he's fit. I think Bernardo Silva will play. I think Jesus and Aguero are clearly not.
And I think Sterling will be on the bench as well.
Yeah,
There's Sterling on the bench.
Do you know what? Was I saying this to you guys or someone else? Sterling, I think, will still play for England, even though Southgate seems to love him. But Sterling, for me, has never been a top player, and Foden is a mile. There's so many players that are bit.
Okay, to jump to England, if we're totally honest,
Yeah.
and although they're both great players, and they're both, and you know, whatever, I'm going to mention Rashford was done. Sterling and Rashford, on form, should not be in that team.
Rashford should never be playing. My dad takes one of these saying Rashford just retire and get a career in politics, because that's all he's. Because although he's done a really good job for certain
not
things,
been good this season.
His job as a football player. And if you're going to get involved in loads of other stuff, that's fine as long as you perform in the park. He has not performed for 18
I mean,
months.
he still scored a lot of goals, but they were all at the beginning.
They were, recently.
I mean, he's been dreadful for it. Last year, he's been dreadful.
Yeah, his decision making
Honestly,
was poor. Yeah.
Madison before the controversy, a couple of months ago, Madison was on fire.
He was on
Madison last
fire,
night.
yeah,
He
he
did
was.
not get a kick at it.
Yeah.
Grealish before the injury, I would have played Grealish, Foden and Madison over any of them.
Yeah.
On
A
form,
few months
and
ago,
this is not
on
to
form,
be biased, but I would say
Mason
it
Mount.
would have to be Mount and Foden.
Mount 100%.
Yeah.
Mount was on when I was thinking. Mount and Foden 100%. Almost the two first teams in the team.
Obviously, Grealish has been injured as well.
If he's fit, I try and fit him in the team. But Mount and Foden have to play.
I have an agenda here, but where do you put Foden at the moment, England-wise? Would you take him to a World Cup? Would he be in
But that's
your?
what we just
Foden,
said.
I'd start him in the
They need to be in the
Yeah.
start.
And
Those
what-
two.
And
need
what
to be-
about as an ultimate England player?
What?
Just saying, when we did our ultimate England squad,
Nah.
Goal.
Salah.
No.
No, he hasn't scored. Missed.
He's missed.
Let me get back to it. When we did our ultimate England squad, you took the piss out of me because I wanted to Theo Walcott, Phil Foden, and take him with us as an unproven starlet on the bench.
When was this?
We did when we did the ultimate
No, but that
England
was
squad.
not-
That's ultimate England.
Yeah.
It's not taking this fucking World
That's
Cup.
not. You're not going on
So-
a World Cup journey.
So what I'm
Oh, he's
saying,
on the brand, isn't he?
I know. I think he was on the brandy then. He's on it now.
Look at his face.
so what I'm saying is, he's a quality act. I agree with you.
Yes, but not of all time.
He's trying
On
to
the-
backtrack on the fact that he picked him in his all time,
On the
and he
bench.
played like 4 games.
On the
Yeah.
bench, you know, when we're going down, bring him off, bit of experience. He gets in that all-time. He's gonna be all-time England.
Sorry, shut this guy up. I play Foden and Mount behind Kane, the two behind Kane, Foden and Mount behind Kane.
Yeah.
And then there I play Rice and Henderson. I play James or
Or Shaw.
no,
Shaw on the left, and James.
James or Alexander Arnold, but probably James.
Like
Alexander
Trippier.
Arnold, man. Alexander Arnold or
I
Kyle
don't see
Walker.
what Trippier is.
Oh,
Kyle
Walker
Walker,
as
Kyle
well,
Walker
yeah.
or
Do you know
Alexander
what? We've got
Arnold.
an abundance
Yeah,
of right back.
and then the three centre backs got to be Maguire,
Stones would be now.
Stones, and
And Mings maybe.
Yeah, and I play fucking Tom Heaton in goal.
Who?
Tom Heaton.
Yeah.
Well, you can't have Pickford in goal.
No.
I mean, he's been better recently, actually, but-
No, but...
You don't remember
Nick Pope in goal.
the World Cup? Come on.
Right, I'll do
It was
my
like
English team. You guys do
tournament.
your Scotland team then.
Tournament.
Go on in the fucking Scotland team, lads.
Craig Gordon in goal.
I tell you what,
Would you-
Shay,
what did
Shay,
you want?
Shay Adams. What's
Yeah.
he doing in Scotland,
He'd
eh?
be starting for me, though. Trey
Well, he
Adams.
will be starting, yeah. There's
Probably
no
should
one
do.
else.
Yeah.
Because there's no one else.
He will be starting,
I
yeah.
played Billy Gilmore, even though he's uncapped.
No, it's good. He's a good player, Bill Gilmore. He's a good player.
Do you think it's weird that Billy Gilmore
I
found
told
out-
you about him about 5
Hang on.
years ago.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, give me some
No,
credit.
but you're shouting at me as if I said you.
You're not giving me credit.
You've never
I
heard it
told you
before.
about it.
I know.
I've never ever heard you say thank you.
Well, thank you very much for that, Ran.
Yeah, but you don't say it enough. Say thanks more.
Did
Say
you
thanks
see-
again for that, man.
Did you see the
But
video?
every time we mention
Yes.
him.
Did you see the video of him actually finding out that he was in
Yes.
Scotland?
Yes, he shot himself.
He saw it on Sky Sports News.
I know, why is Steve Clark not for him?
Why is
That
he
is bad,
finding out
actually,
in that
yeah,
way?
Ah, fucking look at the news, see if you're around.
Yeah, I know.
Don't follow me, I'm watching the chase.
Sent out a group message.
Yeah. Watch the news, I'm watching the chase, fuck off.
Isn't that mental? Like, because
That is quite mad.
It looked genuine. Like that's how he
He's
found
like-
out. It's like-
He's not in. Oh, shit. I'm not
He
in.
picked 3 uncapped players, right?
Yeah, because there was a few pullouts. Ollie McBurney, damn, we're missing the goals there. And Ryan Jack, good player actually. Hard
Who's he
midfield
play
player. Rangers, but he's just a number 8, just gets stuck in. He'll break Kevin up with he'll break legs, and that's what he needs.
Here's a question then. Do you play either Tierney or Robertson, or do you
You play them both.
fit a formation to
Both
play
we
them both?
always have for the last 2 years. We've fit them both.
Yeah, but is that beneficial?
Tierney plays left centre back. Robertson plays left wing back.
Left
Because they got
centre back. He's not
Yeah,
a
but
centre
Tierney's
back.
not a
Left-
centre
Tierney
back.
plays
is
left
he?
centre back for Arsenal a lot of the time.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he
He plays
does.
left back.
But if you
Left centre back number 3. Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Back to 3, Tierney
yeah.
left centre back, Robertson left wing back. What I'm saying is, I think most people are in agreement, but because it's Andy Robertson, he can't say anything because he's the best left back in the world. Tierney can play left centre back, Robertson can. But
Yeah, because he's the left back.
But Tierney is better than Robertson going forward.
No.
No.
He is.
No.
Tierney's
We've
better
had
than
this
Robertson.
conversation so many times. I still disagree with you.
You're so
And
wrong.
Kieran Tierney is like
So
made of
wrong.
glass. Like he's on the floor all the time, shouting as well. Just like, get up, you wee dick. That's what I did the other day.
No, he's not. He's not. He has had a bad injuries.
Yeah, but there's no reason to be like shouting like you're like.
When does he shout?
shouting it.
When does he shout?
The Chelsea game midweek.
Yeah.
I see,
He
that's
was on the
fine.
floor so
You know what?
much.
You know what's funny?
Wasting time.
Are you not asking the question here? Why do I defend him?
Why do you?
He's absolutely he's Celtic through and through. I hate him. Why do I defend him? I don't know why. I
Why
don't
do
know
you
I
hate
defend him.
Robertson so much?
I think he's completely overrated.
Why?
I think Tierney's a better player because he's fucking shite. Because the problem
won
is
the
he's an
Champions
average
League, the Premier
He's a-
League.
Yes, why?
In one of the best defences, and
It's because he's a Champions League winner. That's why. Because
his attacking, like
no,
his,
he plays
like
in a team.
chances
He
he
plays in a
creates.
team of top players, and he's an
Amazing.
average player. And his only job is
He's
what
not
does
the
he
weak
do?
link in that
His only
team,
job
though.
is get the
No,
ball
he's
left hand
not.
side and
He's not
play
the
with
weak
Manny.
link
He
in that
plays
team.
through Manny. Manny covers up his shite.
Nah, he's not the
100%.
weak link.
He's
Definitely not.
Yeah, do you want another? Yeah. I'll take a pint of Foster's
Have a Heineken.
and
Am I calling?
Oh, that's it. No, can I get a Moretti actually?
Sure, sorry. So one Foster, one Hanneke, one Morris.
yes,
Copy.
please. Thank you.
Yeah, it was nice to see Mike Dean getting booed yesterday.
See, Lee Mason's finished, and he's going to be the VR guy now.
Oh.
Lee Mason.
Oh, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. I know we talk about VR all the time, it gets boring. But do you think that... I know we will get... Let's finish with the Robinson thing, and I'll go back to the VR.
Yeah, alright, he's pish. Kind of.
All right, let's
No,
say
carry on, Russ.
No.
I'm finished, Russ.
we can
Carry on,
get-
Russ.
we can go back to VAR. Let's touch on Rangers' season. Can you objectively
Where did that come from?
look at Scottish football?
Yeah.
So let's look at Rangers have gone unbeaten throughout the season,
Yeah.
haven't they?
Yeah.
They've done all had a great season.
Yeah, they have.
basically.
No, they have.
How
Has that ever happened before?
How
Celtic
high
done it
does
2
that
years
rank?
ago.
Talking like premierships in Scotland, like how much does that mean to you as a Hearts fan?
To me as a Hearts fan, I couldn't give a shit. The reason it's such a big year,
Why is it- why is it-
we'll talk about this because there's a big
Is it a big achievement?
So basically, 10
Going
in
unbeaten.
a row is a big achievement. It's never been done. 10 in a row has never been done. Rangers came close to it twice. Last time was in the late 90s, and Celtic won the league in 98. And Rangers were so close to getting 10 in a row. It's a big thing in Glasgow, is winning 10 in a row. So the last one was Celtic, when Rangers went down. Celtic won 9 in a row. If Celtic won this year, it would have been 10 in a row. So Gerrard stopped the 10 in a row.
And totally invincible.
Well, yeah, but Celtic did that a few years ago as well until Hearts fucked them 4-0, to be fair. So,
Hearts
Sam
fucked them 4-0. I mean, what a lovely way to put it.
But today, there is consequences for not winning 10 in a row. So,
Why?
well, the Celtic chairman, chief executive, got his house bombed
What?
Oh, I saw that, yeah.
today. Yeah.
But that,
He got
was
his
that
house
by
bombed?
Celtic fans?
By his own fans? You're messing. No way.
Well, he's now resigned as chief executive, but he's been there for about 20 years. Yeah. So, if you
What,
don't-
because you have one bad season?
guys, honestly,
Are you kidding me?
guys,
Fucking hell, man.
you don't realise how bad it is
That
through the
is
west coast of
something
Glasgow.
else.
Honestly, it's you know
Wow.
when we talk about it's IRA and it's a religion, it really is life or death.
Do you,
Terrible.
do you think there'll ever be a time when it's not teams getting 10 in a row? Do you ever think there'll be another challenger, basically? When was the last proper challenger?
I mean, come on.
Other than Aberdeen in the 80s or whatever? Well, 90s.
Hearts were thereabouts, weren't they?
No, but they never won it.
No, but hang on. Hearts finished 6 points behind Celtic in '98. Hearts finished second in 2005 and finished 4 points behind Celtic.
All right, okay.
They never won it.
Let's
Yeah,
do
but
this.
close.
We've not done this for a while.
Finished second.
John Berry.
Yeah.
Hearts finished second, what do you say, 4 points behind Celtic in
2005.
2005.
2006.
Name the Hearts starting 11 for 2005.
Absolutely easy.
Here we go.
Right.
You got
In
your
goal.
phone? Yeah.
Craig Gordon,
Yeah.
Takis Frisas, Andy Webster, Stephen Presley, Robbie Nielsen, Rudy Scatchell, Julian Brelli, Paul Hartley, Sammy Camazola, Roman Bednar, Edgar Shankauskas. Easy. 4-4-2. Done. Done. Easy. Done. Anyone else?
Nicely done. Nicely done.
I love your knowledge of like starting 11s for Hearts, man. That's brilliant. That is brilliant.
Very nice. Very nice.
But do you ever honestly think there's going to be another team that's going to challenge us?
we've talked about
And
this
if so,
before.
who's it going to be?
We've talked about this
Not
before.
Hearts.
It's all down to the money, right? So when Scottish Wolf fucked up Sky Money in the late 90s and went, we're going to win Setanta. Setanta bust all, so Scotland football had no money for years.
Yeah.
So they fucked it. They absolutely fucked it. So what are you supposed to do? So they gave our deal to English Championship. Look at them now. English Championship was one of the biggest leagues in the world. It's not even the fucking biggest league in England. Right?
Oh, actually, yeah, when you said Scottish League is 8.
Yeah.
I didn't know
you
we
take
were
the championship
included.
over
I
it.
didn't know we were included.
Well, to be
them
fair,
as
I've seen loads of dreadful as well. Dreadful.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's down to money. So if we get the money back, then yes.
What do we think about Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Juve still not giving up the Euro,
No, do you know
the
what it
Super
is?
League
It's
thing?
because
What's going on?
They're all shite. They're all on downturns. I know Real Madrid have won a lot, but I mean, I
They've all
don't know
got
if you
ageing
saw-
squads,
I
haven't
don't know
they?
if
Yeah.
you saw the second leg of Chelsea Real Madrid.
Yeah.
But they were fucking
Yeah.
chasing shadows.
Yeah.
Like absolutely chasing shadows against us. And we, like I've said, have not been great going forward, but they were just all over the place.
Yeah.
It's like they got an ageing squad. I think
They need money, don't
unfortunately,
they?
their leagues are dying. Juventus have got some fucking gall as well because they've been terrible this
They
season.
didn't get Champions League, are they?
They've
Did they
been,
qualify
they've
Champions
missed
League?
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been terrible. And to still
It's
be clinging on,
unbelievable, eh?
it's because they're all desperate for money.
Yeah,
They're all
yes,
so in
they are
debt.
desperate. They are
Because
desperate.
basically, Juventus are massively in debt because of Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Because of getting that. And they're not making their money back off of it.
No, they're not.
Real Madrid and Barcelona have been working on fucking negative figures for years.
Yeah. Barcelona apparently more than Real Madrid are really struggling.
Yeah.
Apparently they are fucking.
Well, it's
big
because
time struggling.
they pay Messi a crazy amount of money all the time.
They
And
pay
not
like
only
$500,000
that,
a week or whatever.
but they throw money at like players like Coutinho, who is perfectly good enough to play, and then don't play him.
135
They got Milan Pjanic there, doesn't play. They got like fucking that Dembele, doesn't play. Like it's crazy. Griezmann sometimes plays. They just throw money at.
Got rid of Suarez, who's now probably going to win the league with Atletico.
For 4 million or something.
Yeah.
So for 4 million.
For-
4 million.
Like to get him off the wage bill.
And
yeah.
he didn't want to leave. Yeah.
I mean, it's both them teams are. I think those leagues are. They're banging trouble.
They are banging trouble. But the guys, they're all thinking.
Well, I don't know if the leagues are actually. I would say
No,
those
I mean
teams.
the guys in those leagues.
Like what I'm saying.
What made me laugh the most, we're not actually don't think we've talked about this yet, was the Real Madrid Perez was saying, no, it is real because we've done a survey with everyone, and the young people today are not interested in football, right? And the thing he said was, he's like,
Who've they done a survey with?
exactly, who's going to suffer with? I mean, American people at Harvard. I mean, so he said the biggest thing was the main thing was that we need to sort out is the games are too long. 45 minutes each half is too long. So the Super League.
Is that what he said?
So the Super League was going to be half an hour each half.
No.
Fuck.
Honestly,
No.
that's what he said. He said the games are too long.
Do you know what?
No, because they get bored. They get bored.
You know what it is when there's like when they break down the playing time in a game, and it's like so 45 minutes. They're only playing for about 22 of that.
Yeah.
Most of it's corners,
Yeah,
throw-ins,
yeah,
fouls, all that. So you're playing for half an hour. You're going to be playing for 10 minutes.
I know.
Like 15 minutes.
I know, but that's what they want to find because they get bored. Well, if they get bored, they're obviously not football fans, mate.
Exactly.
I would watch it, but it's too long. Oh well, we'll change it for you then, shall we? Shall we change it for you?
Well, the thing is, Juventus can't pull out because it was their original idea. It was the chairman's original idea.
Agnelli.
Oh, was it?
Him.
Oh, really?
It was
Okay.
him that started it. He said it was his idea. Real Madrid can't pull out because Perez is the president of the fucking thing.
Yeah.
He's the guy in charge of it. I'm
He's the-
surprised
he's
Man
the
United did
president.
because they were the vice presidents.
Yeah.
And Barcelona obviously won't pull out because they can't afford to not keep up with Real Madrid.
Yeah.
So they're not pulling out just for a money factor. The fact that Atletico Madrid has pulled out, fair play to them. Because, you know,
I mean, say fair play, but they shouldn't have been in the first.
no, they shouldn't have.
But I mean,
none of them
I
should
do
have.
understand though that folk are saying, even Chelsea are saying, if everyone else is going in, we've got to go in because
Well,
we
the thing
can't
is,
afford to
that's
lose out.
what
That's
that's
exactly
the
what it
feeling
was.
you got
Lose
for
it,
Chelsea.
Well, no, that's
Yeah.
exactly what it was.
Yeah.
And do you know what? Weirdly, Graham Souness fucking nailed it. When they first, because he was the pundit on the day it was announced. They announced Gary Neville and then went back to the studio. And Souness said it exactly how it was. He was like, I tell you what happened here. He was like, I wouldn't be surprised if it's the American owners that got involved. So he was like Arsenal, Man United, Liverpool, although Arsenal not so much, it was the other two. And then Man City and Chelsea have just not wanted to miss the boat. And then he went Tottenham. Oh, I don't even care about Tottenham. It's like, and that's exactly
That's
what it was.
pretty much what-
So what it is,
Because
and that makes more
sense.
sense.
Chelsea and Man City, they're not Chelsea people, although they've been there he's been there for 20 years. He's going to go, hang on a minute, yeah, we'll get this. Yeah, we're not missing money, we're not missing this. But
Well, no,
really,
the thing
he's not
is,
even thinking about
it's
it.
probably not even.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah,
it's
he's not
our
thought about
chairman.
it, yeah.
Like, I mean, our chairman's American as well, so he's
Bruce
probably
Buck.
thinking,
Bruce
like,
Buck.
yeah. And both of them are thinking, well, if it's going to be a big thing, like Man City as well, then we don't want to miss out on it.
Yeah.
But it would never work
It'd be
if
absolutely
you've not
dreadful.
got Bayern
It'd be the worst
Munich.
thing ever.
Yeah.
You've not got Bayern Munich, you've not got Paris Saint-Germain, you've not got
Yeah.
Borussia Dortmund.
It's not gonna-
If you've not
it's
got
not-
every country in Europe involved,
It's not going to work.
I mean, it would have never worked anyway because of the no relegation stuff.
Even if
but
they had, even if Bayern Munich and Paris Saint-Germain had been involved, if I was watching a league every year, the same 12 teams,
It's boring, man. It's
I get
boring.
bored already. If we talk, I can't remember if we've talked about this or I've talked about my dad or my mates or whoever. I'm bored of it already. That Barca and PSG are playing every year. Chelsea,
No, we did
Barca
talk-
every.
yeah.
I feel like it's all the time. I'm like people probably say, is it seen Champions League draw? I'm like, who is it now? Oh, it's Barca versus Liverpool. I'm like, I feel like I've seen that. I think I've seen that in the last 2 years. I'm not that excited about it. Honestly, I'm not that excited with these things because it's the same teams already. Champions League every year is always the same teams every year these days. Because the money involved in football these days, it's the same teams that are just out muscling everybody else to get in these final
It's
eight
weird
as
when
well.
you say that. Just to take it back to like the Carling Cup. It's the Carling Cup. Is it even called the Carling Cup now?
No,
What's
it's
it
not been
called?
called the Carling Cup
For a long time. What's it called now?
Let's just call it the Carling Cup.
You know what I mean? The
Worthington
League
Cup.
Cup. The League Cup.
Yeah.
Worthington.
Is that what you think?
The Worthington Cup.
Milk Cup, Rumbelows Cup.
Nice.
Whatever.
That's getting the same sort of thing, where you have this illusion that anyone could win it and that small teams could win that cup.
Yeah.
But the reality is, it's the same team. And Man City won that like 5 years in a row or some bollocks like that.
Same FA Cup,
It's
innit?
the same quarter-final, semi-final, final. Pretty much.
I mean, it does happen. I mean,
Give or
it does
take.
happen.
It does happen now because a lot of people play weekend teams now
I mean, you
in
think
the FA Cup and League Cup.
Wigan
Yeah.
won it. No, but not against weaker teams. Wigan
That was
won it.
years
Oh,
ago,
but-
man.
I know,
wasn't it?
I mean, it-
was
but it
was
can happen.
2012, but like,
can
Arsenal went playing the strongest team like throughout the competition. They got to the final, didn't they? They went. I know it's different these days to the money.
It is boring when
But
it's just the same fucking
I
bollocks
think
thing.
it's different in the Champions League because they've already made it different. They've made it. That's why I think that even their new plans were shit because they've made it harder for random teams to play against. You know what I mean? So realistically, I think when they brought out this thing, a lot of people may have gone the other way because I definitely did and was thinking, well, fuck it, just strip it back and just make it again. The cup winners have their own competition and the league winners have their own competition.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
fuck everyone else.
Well, that's the way
Do
it
you know
should be.
what I mean?
That's the way it should be.
Yeah, because it's stupid. Because they moan about the amount of games, that will cut down the amount of games.
Yeah.
It would just be one team involved in it.
But it's UEFA saying no, we want more games because there's more money for us. They'll keep it going.
It's all about the money.
It's
Yeah.
all about money.
But it's not the I mean, we've said this for years, but it's not the Champions League.
No, it's not.
Because-
it's
But Champions
Because-
League, before it was European Cup, it was one winner from each country. It was one winner from each country.
And I know that.
that would be better, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but
The winner from each
Each
country
country
goes
plays
into
each
it.
club.
That's the Champions Cup. That would be
the
better.
basis of all of it,
Because
basically.
that would be better.
Because
That's
at the
what it
end of the
was
day,
for 50
you know,
years.
you're getting. You're qualifying for something and you're getting a prize for finishing second, third, fourth.
Yeah.
You know,
I know.
it's crazy, really.
That would make it a lot more interesting. I would say.
Well,
would
there's,
make
there's
it
a
a
flip
better
side argument to
competition.
say that obviously a lot of the leagues in Europe are a lot weaker, so you do end up with a lot of one-sided games.
But look at the Italian league. It's not that strong. It's like so the fourth of the Italian league is qualifying for Champions League.
Yeah.
So why are they in there?
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
What are they doing there? They should
I
be in the
know.
UEFA Cup.
They're just fillers.
The couple of
Make
they've won the
them-
cup.
yeah.
They've been there. What the fuck is Lazio doing in there? What the fuck is Roma? It's like for me, like, they should be in there. And if Juventus finished, to me, if Juventus finished third, Juventus shouldn't be in there.
Yeah.
It should be the
But that's
winners of each league.
That's the other thing
thing
as well. It's like, how can you actually? I mean, this is well late because it's before the Champions League for ages. But how can you call it the Champions League when people
It's
in it
not
have
the
not
champion-
even
yeah,
won a
yeah.
trophy?
I know.
Yeah.
You've got teams that have never won a trophy.
Yeah.
It's
Like
because
they've
it's
never
money.
won anything.
Because it's money. It's
You
sad.
can't call them the champions, can you?
No, you can't. It's just getting the biggest teams. It's UEFA getting the biggest names and get them in. So it's like
If
more money
anything,
for
the
us.
Champions
That's what it
League
is.
is what the old European Cup should have been called, and this Champions League we have now should be called the European Cup. It makes
Yeah.
more sense. that
Yeah, I know.
way.
Yeah.
Do you know
Yeah,
what I
that's
mean?
right.
Like,
Yeah.
It does, yeah.
Champions League. I finished fourth.
Yeah.
Why are you in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fourth, innit?
Oh, so did you win a cup? No,
I haven't won a cup.
I was the champions at fourth.
When was the last time you won it? Oh, we ain't won anything since the 50s, I don't think.
I finished first. I finished first and fourth place.
Yeah.
Champions at fourth. Oh, you fourth champion? Yeah,
I got
fourth,
player of the
fourth
season though.
champions.
Yeah. All right, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So he's the champion.
Yeah. We're Arsenal.
Yeah.
Come in. If you're Arsenal, come in. Get in here. You're Arsenal, yeah.
Before we went down this rabbit hole of champions, etc.,
I know.
I cut you off when you were saying about VAR. I really want to talk about VAR a bit more.
Well, I mean,
What were you going to say about VAR, Michael?
Well, it was only because of yesterday, obviously Chelsea Leicester again, and because of Timo Werner apparently giving away a free kick, even though he got absolutely booted in the area. But anyway, Mike Dean said that it wasn't a penalty. It went to VAR, and the guy could clearly see that he kicked it.
Yeah.
And again, it went to the studio, and they were like, "That is mental. That
Like,
is not giving a
yeah,
penalty."
yeah.
But I then started thinking, like, is it because it's Mike Dean? And because he's quite an experienced referee, he's been around a long time, and then it depends who's in that booth.
Yeah.
Because they're like,
So it all comes
Because
down.
it's
it all
basically
comes
down to like
your
if
opinion.
you think of a structure at work environments and stuff, you're like, oh, do I want to put this opinion across?
Yeah.
Do I want to say this?
But surely because
is he
everyone
going to
in the
shoot
world
me
can see
down? Do I want to say that he's wrong?
Yeah.
If everyone in the world can see,
I
it's
know.
got to, otherwise he's going to look. He doesn't look like a mug in front of Mike Dean. He's looking like a mug in front of the whole
No,
world.
but that's the thing. I mean, it's weird that Mike Dean said it was a free kick against him about it, even though he was looking directly at it.
Yeah.
But fine, his eyes might have been pointed somewhere
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
So fair enough, he might have actually not seen it. But then at that point, for the guy,
The whole point
to,
of
to
VAR
watch it
is
on the
to
camera
watch it.
and then go,
Oh no, you're right. Yeah,
yes,
it's
that
bollocks.
is a foul
Yeah.
by Timo Werner. You're just like, what?
Bollocks. Yeah.
I know. So what's the
He's actually
what's the point of VR?
he's not touched
What's
the
the
guy.
point? Get rid of it.
He's running in front and then he's got booted.
I know. What's the
Like-
fucking point of it? It's so annoying. Just get rid of
We've
it.
said it so many times. The point of it is stop people like Thierry Henry handballing it and putting a nation out of a competition.
Yeah.
That's the point of
Yeah.
VAR. It's if you're gonna use it and the whole world can fucking see that it's a penalty or
No, but that's what.
it goes beyond.
That's what I did
so
wonder about.
Infuriating
And I know it is
to
that
not
thing.
to not give a decision.
It goes down
So
to
annoying.
people, but it goes down to like maybe that was the first time. I don't know who did VAR yesterday. I didn't even listen to it, but maybe it's the first time they've been in the VAR booth, and they're like, oh, I don't want to overturn a decision this early. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. It's such a big game. So the fact that
You feel it. But the problem
there's
is,
no way of taking that out.
like we're talking about, like, remember when they talk about being in rugby, it's like they can hear what they're saying. It's like the referees what they're saying. They can't do it in football because too much swearing, too much bad language, and the rest of it. It's like, well, that's not an excuse, but fair enough. But VR, they ask the VR, say, why did you not give that then? Why did you give that? They'll say, oh, but you can see the clear penalty, the lines or whatever. You can say, why did you not give that? Timo Werner, what's your explanation here? You could ask him that, and he'd have to say,
say
well,
that?
I fucking ask him.
But you
Ask him.
you say that. Why can't we have? When we were playing like earlier, you had a stream with crowd noise, fake crowd noise, and a stream without crowd noise, didn't you?
Yeah.
So why can't we have like a censored stream and a you hear everything kind of stream? Because if you're watching with kids, fair enough, you want to watch a censored stream. Surely you could have another
Do you know what I
stream
think it is though? I think
to actually listen to what they're saying.
I think
and
it's more
hear
about,
it all.
not about I think it's because they actually don't know what they're fucking talking about. So they give a decision and go, why'd you give that? They don't know what to say because they've just guessed.
Because they're guessing.
Especially in Scottish football, by the way.
Yeah.
English football isn't as bad. They'll be like, penalty.
No, but do you know what? Do you know what I would say in as like one thing to sort of back them up is that all these things that have changed rules over the last few seasons, I'd say, have made things so murky.
Yeah.
They've made them so murky that
If
they're
I had
not
to
like.
explain the offside rule now, I wouldn't know where to fucking start.
Well, it is
I
literally
would
now
not
the
know where to
offside rule
start.
is literally any part of your body offside.
Yeah.
If any, so. you
But
wouldn't-
like to a millimetre.
Yeah,
to
nothing.
A,
Yeah.
like millimetres,
Yeah. So
isn't it?
you
Like,
got pube offside, you're offside.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
I know.
Not that you've got like
But
really
why
long
did they not change
pubes
that last
hanging out,
season? They
but-
should. We knew this last season. They should have changed that in the summer to say, right, guys, last season was ridiculous.
Yeah.
If like Graham Souness said, if more
Daylight.
he said, if more of your body is on site. He said something like if
We've always said, like,
And
I say
no.
we've always said, it's always just been, we want attacking football, so it always goes with the attacker.
yeah, what he
Like,
said
it was-
was,
it was all-
if
it was-
any part of your body's onside, then you're onside.
Then you're onside.
Which is fair enough.
Yeah.
Because if I saw somebody, if I'm screaming for offside, and I'm saying it's like that, and it's like his arm is offside, I'm not going to be like, he's fucking offside. I'm going to go, no, fair enough.
The
If it's against Hearts, I'm gonna go, fair enough. It's not offside, his arms, I mean,
the worst VAR this season was 100% Bamford.
Yeah, I was just going
For
to say
Leeds.
that was
Yeah.
the one that
Where he-
irritated me the most. Yeah.
Yeah. He's pointing.
The ball.
Look at it, his nails
Oh,
offside.
his fingers
I mean,
offside.
come on,
That
eh?
was the worst.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
but the thing is, he
literally
was in
worse.
such a momentum that his legs were so far the other way. I mean, he was
level.
so
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
fucking,
I know.
he was like horizontal.
But they've got,
all the time.
but it's not too late to do something about it because they're not going to scrap VR now. But they can say, guys, each season we're going to checking it.
just
and
check
this, to be fair, last season was ridiculous a lot of sides. So what we're going to say is, this season, if any part of your body's on side, you're on side, and then it cuts anything out.
But what I
Cuts it
don't
out,
understand is why they haven't changed that one mid-season, because they changed the handball one mid-season.
Yeah.
So realistically, that's sort of, when you go down to fairness, that's not fair anymore, because they say it evens out. Well, it won't even out because you've now changed that rule. So, which I mean, they definitely needed to change it. But it's sort of like, well, why just keep that one then? Why keep? And the problem is also these rules are like over the whole governing body, aren't they? They're not just in this country. So especially the offside rule, we're like sort of governed by Europe basically on this. So football Brexit.
Are we going to get you on the podcast giving a prediction for the Champions League final?
No.
No, not at all.
No.
You
When
watching
is
it?
it?
Watching it
Next
with your family? Yeah?
I'll go watch it with my dad, I think. Yeah.
Are you going to bring out the tangerine and graphite?
No, because I'm sticking to my rules on that. It is retired.
What are you wearing? What are you wearing to watch it, mate?
I was.
What are you going
the
for?
luckiest strip I've had this year is our away kit.
Okay.
But sky blue. So I won't be wearing that one. Yeah. Maybe I should.
What are you going to go with?
Maybe I should.
Go on,
jumper.
go with it.
alright.
No, you've got to wear. You've got.
Shave your head.
What?
Shave your head.
No.
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 He's in the Champions League final.
Shave his head.
He's not shaving his
I might
head.
plait my hair.
Michael, what you, it's important.
9 years,
it is
by the way.
important. You've got
Russ?
to think this through.
Happy 9 years today.
What?
Me and Ross anniversary. Happy 9 years, Ross.
Cheers, mate.
What's the 9 year for?
Chelsea win Champions League. Hearts won 5-1.
Oh yeah. Yeah, cool.
19th
Is it
of May.
today? Yeah,
Is that
it's
today?
9 years today.
Yeah. Is it 9 years? Fuck me.
9 years today.
Is that really?
9 years, yeah.
That is mad. That is mad.
I was really hanging watching the
We both
Hearts
were.
game.
We were sat in the Muswell Hill
I nursed a
Hills.
pint with
Yeah.
him.
No
watching
longer
that. Like, yeah. In
Yeah.
that pub.
That's gone now, isn't it?
Both like cheering it on for you, but
Yeah, like, oh
really
man.
slowly. Like,
Could not have a pint. Literally.
Are you staying there all day?
hanging.
You kept the same table?
all day. No, we moved upstairs.
We did move upstairs.
I've
Yeah.
only seen you move upstairs.
Yeah.
He ran the length of the oh man, I was like, keep the faith, come on. He ran
Mate,
all the way down the
I've
stairs,
never been.
jumped up and down.
Do you know what as
like
well?
you lost your shit.
If I was saying earlier, I don't really particularly like to watch games in pubs anymore. If that O'Neill's was there, I'm a bit of a superstitious person,
You
so
would
I
go
would
there.
watch it in
You
there.
watch it
Because
there,
that's
yeah.
where I watched the Barcelona semi-final and where I watched the
Oh,
final.
was it?
Yeah. Because the Barcelona semi-final, I went to that expecting to lose, and especially when Terry got sent off in the first
Yeah.
half.
You were 2-0 down or 1-0 down with Terry sent off? You were 2-0 down, didn't you?
2-0 down, I think.
And with Terry sent off?
Yeah, but-
and then
and-
Ramirez scored the goal.
Yeah, and then but
some
that,
comeback.
That's mental comeback.
We were going through at that point because of the
Away
because
goal.
we beat them in the first leg and because of the away goal, and then Torres scored right at the end just to make certain.
I was,
Ramirez's goal is still my favourite.
that was a brilliant goal.
Just such a beautiful goal, like a great ball from Lampard, and then that finish. It's not.
Hang on. Let's get this recorded on the pod.
Very quickly.
Controversial statement from Mr. Michael Felton was
What was that? I can't remember.
Kasper Schmeichel is better than
No, I
his dad.
stand by it.
That's
I
what
stand
you
by
reckon?
it. I think Kasper Schmeichel's a better keeper than Peter Schmeichel.
Do you rate keepers in terms of what they've won and what they've achieved in the game over current this is never making the pod, but this is fucking
I think
hilarious.
Peter Schmeichel-
This is brilliant.
It's overrated. Don't say it's
No,
overrated.
I don't think he's not overrated. I think he made a lot of his. I think people just remember him a lot for his anger,
Really?
rather than his goalkeeping.
I mean,
That's
come
what I
on.
remember.
That's
No.
His
His goalkeeping, he always looked he made himself look like a fucking giant.
Good at star jumps.
Star jumps and brilliant at, like, you know, saving goals.
No, he was a brilliant keeper. He was a brilliant keeper.
He was a brilliant
Kasper
keeper.
Schmeichel, I'd say reminds me of him though. I'd say he's just as good. I'd say it's just as good. I'm surprised. Do you know, but you forget he played for Man City. Kasper Schmeichel he played for Man City 10 years ago.
Yeah, no, well, me and my mate Flip were always like, because there was him and Hart at the time.
Yeah.
Schmeichel was in beforehand, and I always was like, I can't believe they got British Schmeichel and kept Hart.
But it doesn't too early because that's when Schmeichel's in 2021, so you can't really judge him and say, oh no, he's not good enough
get
yet.
better with age, don't they?
Yeah, they could put Joe Hart. I mean, Joe Hart maybe better at the time, but they got rid of him. I mean, to be fair, I mean, you can't really blame them. Man City or Schmeichel saying, Martin might be second for Joe Hart, I'll go for someone else. And Man City are saying, well, we're going to play Joe Hart because he's better right now. Which Joe Hart was a decent keeper for a couple of years.
I think Kasper was more agile than his dad was. I think he's a better keeper.
Is that because the game's
What a
changed?
statement.
Yeah, I think.
Is that because the game's changed? Because
it is absolutely because the game's changed.
If you watch
But-
Premier League like years in Sky Sport, you know, like the golden years, whatever.
Yeah.
Sport.
It's a very different
game.
But-
Totally different.
I think. I mean, you can probably say that
About any.
about any team.
Position.
Yeah, about any position.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's a better keeper, and I'm going to stand by that.
Stand by all you want, Russ. On that note, I've got to go.
Alright.
Because otherwise, I'm in trouble.
Fair enough.
What's all the damage? I'm going home at 9 o'clock.